Welcome back. Edwin Anthony here, Resolutions Design. Back again with another video. Now this is the part 2 for the Flex theme. For everyone who is watching in this series, make sure that you go ahead before entering in this tutorial. Make sure you watch the part 1, which I explained how I set up, how I installed Flex, how I set up all of this. That's what we covered in the last video. So if you're not caught up to that, go ahead and check in the description as well as check in the homepage, and you'll find right there the part 1 of the series. So make sure you go ahead and check that one out before moving forward with this one. All right, guys. So in this part 2 for this series, what we're going to do is we're going to complete the homepage. What we're trying to do is we're trying to fill this out similar to the Flex theme demo. And let's get right to it. And of course, don't forget to demolish that like button, and also the subscribe if you're brand new to this channel. We talk everything related to Shopify. All right, let's get right to it. Let's go here in continuing. So right now what we're going to focus on is the main banner. So the main banner right here, don't forget to make sure that you have all of your images ready to go. I have explained this in the part 1 of the series, how you need all of these images ready versus going back and forth. Right here, you can see that I named this image called main banner, and that's what's intended to use for this right here. So let's get right to it. Right here on the left-hand side, we have image with text overlay. Let's see what this is about. So image with text overlay is exactly what this is right here. This is an image with text overlay. So I'm going to click on this to get inside of the property settings. And right here it's asking me for an image. I'm going to go click right here to search. I'm going to click right here to upload. And then from here, let's go ahead and look for our images that we were looking for. Let's see here. Let's go inside here. And the image that we're looking for, if I'm not mistaken, is this guy right here, main banner. Let's open that. And that uploads into the database for Shopify so that we could go ahead and add that picture there. Press select on the bottom. Okay, I'm going to leave this as is for now. And let's see what they had previously. They had new collaborations with arts community. All right, so they had this as a text. And then over here, well, it pretty much says the same thing. And then right here, a button that's called check them out. So if you want to change this information, you could go ahead by changing the subheading, as you could see right here. And then we have the call to action, which is called check them out right here. And then we have somehow a collection that's probably preset. So a good idea in order to click on a specific destination. Let's see what our collections, what do we have? We have all collections, classic news. Let's go back here. Let's say products. So for products, I'm going to say all products, right? What does the theme say? So if you click on this, check them out, it's taking them to the painted collection. You see this breadcrumb right here? It's taking them to the painted collection. So let's go ahead and do that. Let me get rid of that. Let me go to a specific collection. And painted. Seems like I don't have that collection. How strange. But any collection will do. So let me just go ahead and click on classic and then press save at the upper right hand corner. And by doing so, it should take me to the collection, which I haven't built out yet, but let's see how this looks like. There we go. So we have some products there. We'll get back to that in the next video. But at least we have this program now. And of course you could set it up to however you want. Let's go back to the demo. So we're done with section number 1, which is the main header right here. And let's test this out. So if I wanted to do this on full screen, there it is on full screen. We have it right there. It's pretty static. Okay, let's move forward. So now we're headed to the next section. And the next section here is showing a featured product. A featured product with the picture on the side. It has some sizes, quantity, add to cart, buy it now. And it's called the Felix slip-on sneaker. So let's see if we could figure this out here. So we have a featured product. All right. If I click on this featured product, we have the actual product set up there, right? So if we don't know, in fact, you know what? Let's start this from scratch, guys, because some of this stuff comes off the bat, but let's just pretend that we're just doing this from straight up zero, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete all of this. I'm going to delete all of this stuff, guys. Because I don't want to confuse anyone as far as like, hey, so where did that come from, right? Where did that come from? So I'm just going to remove all sections here, okay? I'm going to press save. That's starting at a clean slate. All right, don't worry about this funky stuff. All right, let's go. Add a section. Add a section. We're looking for featured products because we're trying to feature a product. Here we go, featured products. Okay, and see how we have the image canvas here, and then we have the product name and all that stuff, right? It's pretty similar to what we have here, almost. Okay, featured product. Let's see if we could emulate that. 1 second. So what's interesting here is that we have some forms that consist of these attributes here, and originally we had no control over this, but now in Store 2.0 we have control over this. Let's first select the product. So we're going to go right here to select the product. You guys remember that what that product was? Felix slip-on. So let's go and search for it here. Again, let me try that again so you guys could see. What I did was that I went inside where it says featured product instead of clicking any of one of these guys. I didn't touch any of these. And if you see it like this, okay, all you do have to do is just click on featured product. And then from here, I click on select product. And then right here, I do the search Felix or the exact product. And I click on this one, Felix Classic Sneaker. And then we have the sneaker selected there. We have different sizes, but notice how this size is almost like a drop down. You see that? Whereas on the demo, it has it as buttons, which in my opinion, this is so much better rather than a drop down, because a drop down, what it does is that it makes the buyer do more things just to select the size, right? And you see, by doing this and doing one of these, it's too time consuming for the buyer. So we want to definitely change that. All right, so let's change a few things here. You notice that once we added this information, it took the entire description from the product, whereas on the demo, they only have, they have all this settings. They just have an excerpt of it, as we see here, and then they also have a quantity box, etc. So let's go ahead and make some of these quick changes here real quick. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to highlight this excerpt of the product description. Again, it's just a small amount. So what I did was that I highlighted all of this and I pressed right click, copy. I did that and I went to the description, and you'll notice that there's a dedicated product description box here that is solely for this section. It doesn't mean that it's going to change the product description inside of the product page, meaning that if people go to the menu system and find the product, they're not going to see just the excerpt. They're going to see the whole thing. But in this one, for the home page, we don't want to show the whole details. We just want to show this part right here. So I'm going to go ahead and press save on that. So we just show the important stuff. And then if they want to get more detailed, the customer could go ahead into the store and find more out. Originally, we had the share button here, this stuff. So they went ahead and took that out. I'm going to go ahead and press this eyeball icon on the share sequence here. And I'm going to click hide, right? And you could take it out completely, which might be a better idea. So I'm going to go click on where it says share and then remove the block entirely and press save. Next up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this right here from this drop down. So let's go inside of featured product again and scroll all the way down and click to expand theme settings. I'm going to click on that and see more options. So the first thing that I'm going to do, let's see here. Let's keep going. Option style. See where it says drop down by default? Let's change that to selectable boxes. And by doing so, let's see here. There you go, right there. So it spread that out to the numbers. I'll press save on that. Awesome. So, and then of course, if you have color swatches or whatnot, you guys already know, I have a separate video that talks about color swatches. So if you have other variant dimensions, this variant dimension is called size. You could add another one, or, depending on your store, you could have color swatches. So rather than it being dropped down for colors or words for colors, it'll be the color swatches, which of course you have options. It could be squared color swatches or rounded color swatches, however you like. And also let's enable this, show quantity box. There's that quantity box right there. Let's go ahead and press save on that. Okay. So it kind of almost looks like it. There's certain things that I'm just a bit uncomfortable with. Let's see. Yeah, so for example, you see the title. The title doesn't really match the text And so I guess that might be the next step at this point, is to see how we could go ahead and change those attributes. So by doing that, let's go ahead and dive into the next section. All right, so in order to change this font, let's go right here on the bottom left to where it says theme settings. And on theme settings, let's go to typography. And let's scroll down. We're looking for one that's called header. So just remember this font right here, Josephine Sans, because that kind of looks like more or less what this looks like over here. So let's continue. Let's go. This one says buttons. This one says headings. So headings, because that's what this is. It's a heading. Why are we calling this a heading? Because it's part of the homepage. That's why. So let's go ahead and change this. Let's look for the Josephine. There it is, Josephine. Click on this one. There it is. Okay, so clicked on that, and it's much bigger, as you can see. So let's see if we could change this this base size to something like 30. Let's change it to 35. Trying to see if we could get this as equal as possible. Almost. Yeah, almost. I think that's pretty close. So what we're going to do is we're going to press save on that. Let's triple check here for, okay, modern take, All right, every day to go. Not bad. I'm still uncomfortable with the spacing though. So you notice how there's a lot of spacing in between. Like notice how this ends right there and there's a nice white padding and then this occurs. So I'm wondering, why is it that we don't have that option here? So let's try to see if we could do some brain surgery on this. So in order to do this, what we're going to do is we're going to add a new section. So we're back over here on this view. See this one right here where it says add section? Let's add a section. And here we have this super long list of different sections that we could add. What we're looking for is this one that's called divider. We're going to click on divider. And notice how some dash came out of nowhere. So let's hover over here on divider where you see these freckles right here. And let's move this in between, because we want this divider space to be in between the header and this section right here. So I'm going to click hold, drag up and drop it right there. So now we have a divider, but we have this line. And according to this, they don't have a line there. So let's deep dive inside of divider. What I'm going to do here is, let's see, standard spacing. Let's get rid of this width, right? Let's get rid of that. And there you go. Press save. Okay. It's not 100% perfect, but it closely resembles what they have over here. Now, notice that the spacing might be bigger on the demo. The demo, they added tons of more spacing. And if you guys wanted to add more white pad, because that's what this is, spacing, right? You could go ahead and, just maneuver this here, top spacing. There you go. You see that? Increase that, and there it is. Press save. All right, so now that we have that, the only thing that I see weird is notice how there's tons of spacing going on between the title and the price. And right here, notice how super, super close that is. And again, it has nothing to do with the divider. It has to do with these guys right here. So if I go inside of featured products, we have media position, set height of product media, show the arrows, magnify hover, enable lightbox, gallery speed, the layout, top spacing. Let's see if we can mess with this a bit. All right, so moving forward, let's go ahead and find out how is it that we could add these thumbnails on the bottom, because by default, you'll notice that nothing's showing up here. So starting from the top, what I'm doing is that I'll go inside of featured products, and let's just kind of scroll down here. See, we have show thumbnails, and it's like, all right, so where's the thumbnails, right? Like, what just happened here? Animation, standard, etc. So several things that we want to do. If you guys have this set up here where we have these check marks on, let's go ahead and turn these guys off first. 1, 2, and 3. And then after that, once we turn these guys off, let's also go ahead and disable this checkbox that's called Enable Thumbnail Slider. Let's get rid of that. And now we start seeing our thumbnails again. But this time right here, it says the thumbnail position is from left on the main page. If you guys like that, you could leave it like that. According to the demo, it has it on the bottom. So let's go ahead here and place this below the main image. There it is. And there you have it. We have the ones that fall below, right? We have this one right here. Let's just check this out. Okay, very close. The only thing that's missing is this star. You see the star? Okay, so we have here. Yeah, and then this looks like a larger text. You notice that too? It's kind of the same, right? Kind of. Okay. So let's go over here to add this star. All right. Let's go here down, advanced. All right. Let's see, animation. Here it is. Keep going. Here we go. Icon. Add to cart. Icon. Let's just type in star with lowercase. There it is. Awesome. So we have the star. All right. So after some research, what I've noticed is that the properties for featured product, these guys right here, this is what controls every field, as you could see here. And if I wanted to go inside into more details to, like, let's say title, I'll notice that there's nothing customizable here, which makes no sense to me. I'll ask the team at Out of the Sandbox to let me know why would this live here then if it's not, you know, if you can't customize it. Price, show price savings, I guess. That's fine. The description, we already spoke about that. Let's see here. And then the form, it just shows the dynamic button. So the dynamic button is this guy right here where it says buy it now. The only thing that I could say is that we could try to emulate the color because as you can see right here, the buy it now button, not only does it have a different font, but it also has that color that we programmed it. Why don't we go ahead and work with that for now? But the issue that I'm having is notice how close the title and the price and all of this is kind of like very, very narrow vertically narrow, right? It's just crunched up. Whereas on the demo, you'll notice how spread out it is. Look how much space between the price and the text, right? That to me makes no sense. Like the spacing between that. There's nothing here that allows me to, like, let's say right here, you see where it says add a block? There's nothing that's called spacing or a divider. There's nothing like that that lives there so that we could add dividers from within. Instead, you know, it's just, it is what it is. So let's go here where it says themes. Let's go to colors. And what we're looking for is buttons. So we got footer. We need a place where we could control the button color. All right, so we were searching in colors and it appears that that's not where you set it up at. And that's one of the things I personally dislike. I personally don't like that. I think that the team at Out of the Sandbox needs to reorganize this a little bit better. I think Turbo does this a lot better than what Flex does it, because when it comes to colors, you should not be able to memorize that, you know, where it lives. It should just be common sense. So the buttons right here, you'll notice that inside of theme settings, go to where it says buttons, and it has its own button control system. I feel that personally all colors, regardless if it's buttons, elements, this, that, it should all live inside of one control system called colors. And then from within, you get to see what is it that you want to control. So right away, what we want to do is let's scroll down, and anything in red right away, you could see that that's what it pertains to. And then right here, we could go where it says button color and then change that to the specific button color. Now the question is, let's pretend that you're in this situation where you're like, wait, I know that I used a specific color, which is that tealish color, that teal color, or this color specifically. We want to use that one, maybe not that teal. Let's go ahead and do another little screenshot right here so that we could grab that color code. And I'm going to that website that I told you guys that I use in order to find out what that color is. I'm going to go right here and upload this file. And let's just add that there. Let's figure out what this color is. Right there, right click, copy. Let's go back into this. And let's do that right there. Okay, and here it should be the color like that. We're gonna set up. That's a background hover. Let's do that again. There it is. Okay. And then the hover over, it's black. So background hover, black. So when I hover over this one, you can see now that that's how that looks like. Let's press save. And finally, let's go ahead and update the fonts for this. Okay. For the buttons, the font sizing and attributes for that. Let's see here. So let's scroll up. The base size is regular. Let's see if we go this large. Doesn't change too much. So again, we want to change an attribute for the buttons, which is the font. But notice how buttons, this attribute has nothing to do with fonts at all. If we want to talk about fonts, we have to get out of the buttons attributes in the menu, and we are going to typography, which goes against with their initial philosophy here. Let's go down here where it says buttons. You see now we have button control system for fonts. You see how that's contradicting? Right here we're going to, you notice how it says regular at Open Sans. Let's go ahead and change that. We're going to leave it as Open Sans, but rather than the weight being regular, let's click on this drop down here and let's test it out. Let's try bold. How would that look like? Probably a little too bold, right? Okay, let's try a semi-bold. Much better. Okay, let's press select on that. And let's press save. Okay, so everything looks good. My only discomfort is this, the spacing between that. There's no control system that allows me to control the spacing. And I'm going here to all of these guys, and I don't see anything that allows us to control the spacing for this specific section right here, right? Yeah, there's nothing that shows that. So I'm going to create a ticket with them and complain and be like, hey, how do you control the spacing so that I could get the spacing just like this? And then I'll get another video out for you guys. But let's continue moving forward. Nevertheless, let's move forward. All right, so the next section after this is this one where it has an image on the side, and then we have this one. Pretty easy. It's not too crazy, right? Let's go ahead and add a section and let's go find this. So I believe this is image with text. I'd want to guess that that's what it is. Nope, that's not what it is. But then looking at this closely, yeah, it's two images and one text here. I guess they did that on purpose to show you that you can not only just do this, but you could do two images if you wanted to. In this case, it's just one image. Let's go ahead and hide this right there. All right. So now we have image with text. The only thing is that in the demo, it's the other way around. So we want to kind of like make sure that that's doing the right way, right? Can't even talk today. Let's click inside the properties to see if we have anything set up here. Let's expand this setting. Very straightforward, right? Images, image cropping. Hold on. All right, so in order to get it the other way around, what you do is you see how image comes first and then this one right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab this one right here by these freckles and click, hold, and drag it before image, and then it swaps it out. That's what that does. Let's see here. So we have a brand like no other as the header, and we're going to go right here to the text inside of the properties. Click here, and what I'm going to do is, let's see, we're going to replace some of these words here. There we go. Right here. There it is. A brand like no other. And then the subtext is this guy right here. No laces, no hassles, right? That's the description. We're going to do that right here. But notice that they don't, they have a button. It's called View All. So if I go to View All, it shows all collections, slip-ons. That's where it takes them to. Okay. So I'm going to go right here to collections and go there, slip-ons. Awesome. The alignment, we're going to go ahead and change this. Let's see, it's left aligned. Let's see if we could go center, right? So does that match? Let's go back. Right here, does it match? Yes, it does match. And finally, let's press save so that we don't lose our spot. We're going to add a picture of that box. Let's go back. Image. Select the image. Upload the image. Let's see. And which is that image? This guy right here. Open. There it is. Upload that. Press save. The home page is the most intense when you have to set up. There's a lot of elements that you have set up. So that's why I'm doing this tutorial. If you like these type of tutorials, again, all I ask is for that subscribe, demolish that blue like button. That's very important. That helps our channel grow and for me to give you more content for sure. All right. So right here, okay, we're good to go. Let's go to the next section. All right, so we have text, we have a divider. Why do we know that we have a divider? If you scroll back or rewind, you'll remember that I added a divider earlier. And so we have a title, we have a divider, and then we have featured products. It seems like, no, excuse me, featured collections. It's a carousel. That's what this is. All right, let's go ahead and add these elements. So I'm gonna add a section here. Let's see, maybe it's a heading. There it is. Okay. And we're going to say this. Copy. Let's go into the descriptions here. So it has heading, subheading, right? And a pre-heading. Let's get rid of that pre-heading. Let's replace this heading. And let's eliminate the subheading. Let's press save. Not done yet, obviously, but we just set up the first part. Let's head back. We have that heading. Now we're going to add another section. And the other section is a featured collection. Let's click on this one. And then we have all these products here. Let's press save for now because we have to add a specific collection and do some attributes here. So featured collections, let's dive here. The collection that they're referring to, let me see if it gives us a hint. I believe is solids. Solids. Right? Because that's what it's showing. Yep, a lot of solids, right? I don't even know if I have that collection. Hold on, let's check. Solids is not there. How interesting. We're not going to let that stop us, though. So I'm going to go ahead and click on collection. I'm going to choose high tops for now for the purpose of this video. It has 4 products. Let's see if I click on this one. Oh, we have a lot more products in this one. So let's go ahead and leave that one on for now. But we have too many products, obviously, compared to these guys over here. They probably have the same amount. It's just that they're organizing it differently. Let's do this. So how many products per row? We want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 products per row, which is good right here. Let's see. Limit products to 10. Align with height. Grid. Grid is a default setup. We want the slider. There it is, slider. All right. Let's see how that looks like here. Good. We have that there. Looks nice. Let's press save. The only thing is that the color swatches are not showing underneath that. And I'm wondering if it has to do with the fact that the sneaker itself doesn't have color swatches. But let me just triple check and make sure. Show gutter, top spacing, animation, theme setting, divider style. Show stickers, show vendor. Enable quick shop. Did they enable quick shop? Yes, they did. Okay, auto first. Everything's good. Show color swatches. See, so that's already enabled. So if your products had color swatches already programmed, right, then it'll show underneath like how this is showing up here. And by the way, I have another video that talks about adding color swatches. So go ahead and check out my YouTube channel's homepage and look up the tutorial for color swatches. It's the same instructions. You just have to follow the video. Okay, so we have that featured collection going on there, except that now we have this stuff here. Notice I created this one for no reason. If you want to, let's see if we could change some stuff here. So if I go like this and eliminate that, there, okay? But we don't have to. Now we know we don't technically have to. So let's go ahead and copy this stuff right here for now. Okay. It's going to show up duplicate. It's okay. Press save. And let's get rid of the other guys. See heading? Let's hide that. Save. All right. Next up, wear them everywhere. And then a gallery. Because this is not clickable. This is not social media. This isn't anything. All it is just some pictures. So we're going to go ahead and add a new section here. Okay. And we're going to show right here, gallery. There it is. So now that we have a gallery, we just have to add some images. Guy with the sneaker and all that stuff. So let me just add the first image. And the first image, again, is some guy or some girl with a skirt on, or guy wearing, that's weird. Anyway, I'm not going to judge the picture, right? Let's go ahead and get this picture uploaded. So, upload. All right. I believe it's this guy right here. Okay. We have one picture. And you can have it so that it links somewhere. Like, let's say it's a specific picture for the shop, right? Where it has to go to a specific specific collection or something of that sort. Okay. I'm going to press save there for now. Did you notice that when I hovered over, it asked to like do some zoom expand? They didn't have it on their demo store. So if you feel the same, that's what we're going to do here. We're going to go inside of this gallery thing. Let's see here. Styles, classic, horizontal, vertical. Let's leave that right there. Enabled lightbox. Let's disable that. And by doing so now, when you hover over, you can't do anything. You saw that? Awesome. Let me fast forward and add all the rest of the images so that we could continue. All right, so I've added the images. I even added an extra block there because by default, you'll notice that it was just 1, 2, 3, 4. It was 4, and I added a fifth one. But by adding a fifth one, notice that it jumped into a second row. And also notice that there's no title here, whereas on Flex, you'll notice that there is a title. So let's go inside of Galleries property. And within this property setting, you'll notice that it's very straightforward. It doesn't have the title ability just like this section did. So the next trick that I'm about to do is to do what I did before, which is this heading. You guys remember this? So I'm going to click to enable this back on again, and I'm going to click and hold and drag this down so that it's above gallery this time. Obviously, the title is incorrect, so all I have to do is just hover over this. Right click copy and then just bring this over here and let's update this heading so that it reflects the exact verbiage that it needs to say. Press save on that. We got that out the way. And let's go back into the galleries property. And from here, it says that images per row, it's defaulted to 4. Let's go ahead and upgrade that to 5 so that it all fits into the same row and press save. Awesome. So we have that section all figured out. The only difference, let's see if I could find one. What's the difference? There's probably some extra padding going on here, but nothing that pretty much hinders the website. All right, we're almost done, guys. So right here, let's go. It says made 100% with organic and fair trade cotton. And then we have also an icon where it says blah, 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 right? So that is this right here, this bar. Let's go back. Let's concentrate on that bar. So this bar is called an icon bar, right? And we have 4 of them by default. Whereas on the demo, they just use 2 of them. I'm going to right click and copy this verbiage here. And over here in the icon bar, I'm going to expand this arrow to see the elements, okay? And let's go ahead and disable 2 of them, right? And now we're stuck with 2. Let's click and change the properties of 100% organic. I'm going to click on this. And the leaf is good because the leaf, I could see that it's there. It's a solid leaf, no problem. The only thing is the text. Update the text on that one. That looks good there. And the next one is recycle, plastic and wild rubber. Let's go ahead and go back to the next one where it says cruelty free. Let's triple click on this and press paste, right? And we're looking for one that's called recycle. Oh, I think it's called recycle. Let me see if I could try cycle. See if that works. Boom, it worked right there. All right, great. So I'll press save on that. Now, the last change here is the color because it's inversed. It's white, and then everything is set up like that. Let's see if we could change that. So to change this, all we have to do is go inside where it says icon bar. Let's change the text to this color. Let's change the background to white. There you have it. Press save. Awesome. Okay, now it's time for the footer. So the footer is almost like it's divided into two parts because the footer is aligned centered, okay? And then we have some text, we have the logo, we have some social media, then we have some footer settings. So I'd say that the first thing that we should concentrate on right away is making sure that these links are good to go. So we need to make sure that on the back end for navigation, we have mapped out these link settings the way that it's showing here. That's the first thing that we need to do. Okay, so let's go back into the back end and look at the navigation menu. All right, so remember how I told you that it's important to have multiple tabs? It's for that reason, so that you could always go back and forth with a breeze. So what you do is click on where it says Online Store and click on where it says Navigation. Again, I have a video that talks about how to set up your navigations. Please refer to that. Very, very important if you guys don't know how to set this up. But you'll notice that the default footer menu system, I went ahead and I've programmed these guys right here. So make sure that you guys know how to do that. Again, please reference my previous videos as to how to do this. So make sure that you have that set up. And then once you've done that, of course, go back to your theme and press refresh. Don't forget that, because just because you set it up on the back end doesn't mean that the front end, which is this is called the front end. The front end always knows what you've done on the back end. So make sure that if you went on the back end and updated your navigation and you come back here, make sure you always press refresh. You press refresh so that Shopify knows the latest and greatest changes that you've done. All right, so now that we've done that, let's expand on footer. Let's see what we're working with. Okay, and what the demo has going on here. All right, let's get to it. All right, so one of the first things that we'll notice right away is that we have the traditional menu system, footer system rather. The traditional meaning that you have logo here on the side, you have the main menu system, and then you have the word title. And of course, you could see these attributes. If you like to handle those attributes, you could just go right here and mess around with that, right? But that's not what the demo has. The demo has kind of like this centered feeling, right? So first, what we have to do is change this. So let's go to theme setting again, and let's go to layout. And on layout, we're going to go right here where it says footer. By default, it has classic. So right here, we're going to go and change it to centered. And centered, what it does is that it does this. Press that like button if you like that. All right, so from there, what we do, let's press save and let's go back. Let's go back to our footer and pay attention how everything just changed. You notice that? See what I mean? So I guess that's the power of Flex. Flex allows you to not just lock in on one specific look. It allows you to diversify the look so that one year you could look one way, another year you look another way, and you don't have to keep investing on new developers or new themes. You just stick to the one and just change the look from time to time. All right, so from top to bottom, we have verbiages, which is, let's see here, we have logo, main menu, okay? We have the title, and then we have social icons. Title right here. If I click on this, I have a title, and then I have verbiages. Let's see if I add a block. Text, that's what we want. Let's click on text. There's the text. Let's move this all the way to the top, up there, okay? Let's grab this text right here. Copy. And let's replace this text right here. Hey, that was weird. Text changed the title. Did you see that? Might have been me. Let me get rid of that. Triple click on this, get rid of that, replace it with that. Even with the, italicized. Let's press save. Great. We don't need this. All right. Next up, we have the logo, but the logo in black. Do we have that? Now we have this logo, so we need the other type of logo. All right, so we got the logo. Let's go here and let's upload that logo. It's an inversed logo. Taking longer than usual, I see. All right, so we have that there. Okay, that's done. It says size is set to small. That's fine because it kind of matches a bit. Let's press save. You notice that I press save a lot. I save a lot because your internet could just flicker, lights go out, something happens with the browser, and then you lose your place. And you're like, what happened? You know, it's so frustrating afterwards. Then we have social media right under the logo. So let's go ahead and grab this and put it right there. Okay. And then finally we have these menu systems. Let's press save for now. So we have that set up the way that it should be. The only thing is the colors. The colors are a bit off. Let's go here to the properties. And inside of the footer properties, there's no color manipulation. So instead of that, we're going to theme settings and we're going to colors. And here they have a section for footer, right? Footer background. And it's kind of like a lightish gray color, right? Yeah, kind of lightish gray, but it's a little bit lighter than that. You saw that? Yeah, it's a bit lighter. So we could just kind of like eyeball it to do that. Okay. Pretty close. And let's see here, text. So text, we're going to change that to black. Links, we're going to also change that to black. And what else? That's it. Press save. This is almost looking complete. And then we have this at the bottom. We have designed by Out of the Sandbox, powered by Shopify and all that jazz, right? So let's go over here to see if we could manipulate some of that so that it doesn't come out. Show theme designer credits. Let's get that out of the way. Show powered by Shopify. Let's get that out of the way. And the payment icons will only show up after you add the Shopify payments and all that good stuff, right? So here we have it. We have completed the aesthetic setup of the homepage with the exception of this thing that bothers me right here, which of course I'll make a follow-up video for that, as well as the spacing and all that nice stuff, but not bad, not bad. Let's see how this looks on full screen. Okay. Yeah, this bothers me a bit. Look at all this space right there. That's ridiculous. Brand like no other. Let's see. Yep, everything looks good. The spacing between that and the other. Looks like there's more space going on over here than what I've done. So you could always add a divider, add another divider going on there so that it adds more space. And I've taught you guys how to add a divider, but this is just in case, right? Go right here where it says section and then show more. And what you do is look for divider. And on divider, hover over this and bring this up right here. Okay, and inside a divider, get rid of that. And now you have a little bit more space there. Okay, and let's see if we could just add a little bit more there. Yeah, looks good. Press save. Okay, and then of course you could always see it again on mobile. All right, let's see how we could fix this a bit. So what I've done was that inside of the properties right here where it says featured collection, I try to reduce the product media height so that it's not overkill. But still, a good idea might be to play around with this until it's perfect. But this is just trying to emulate the best for the Flex theme. All right, so what's going to be for the next part? In the next series, the part 3, we're going to dive into the collections. So if you're interested in the collections, let me know. So collections page is this guy right here. So we're going to dive in and set up the collections page on Flex. Then afterwards, we'll talk about the actual product landing page and how to get this set up the way that it should be. Again, if you like this type of content, let me know down in the comments, and also see you on the next video. Thank you.